Hi. How's it going, pups? What's up? Welcome to the Power Up Podcast, a podcast dedicated to talk all things pop culture, uh, stuff that is being strangled by the weeds of wokeness and whatnot, and what we can do to, you know, fisticuff it off. I don't know if fisticuff it off is a word, but I know there's fisticuffs, but pretty much punch those suckers out of there and fight it. Fight the good fight. But we are back with another show. It's on Wednesday, and I always like to try to make up cool acronyms. So this is a Power on Wednesday edition. So POW for short. I like that. But yeah,
Wednesdays.
with us today, Shane Mess has returned.
Yeah, I
He
think it's
is
my
back.
third time on here, I think.
Yeah, sometime. I mean, of course you're always down, but I know you've been kind of busy and whatnot. But you finally had some time, and man, I hate this. There needs to be a script out there somewhere that just post my Twitter stuff, because I usually do like an alert to say we have a show, and then when we're live, I'm saying, I say live, and I'm really lazy, and I just want everything to be done for me. There, the deed is done. All I did was hit.
The word is out.
The word is out, yeah. Which to all I did was requote my links and just say we're live. But here I am complaining about how it wastes my time. But that's all right. But topics we have tonight, I know kind of behind the scenes, Shane, you wanted to talk about the Blue Beetle, and I know that's kind of been an interesting sort of stuff happening on that one, some newer stuff happening. I know it was a while back with stuff that a lot of people got kind of, I wouldn't say in a tizzy, but the red flags alerted, and that was of course the quoted Batman is a fascist
Yes.
in the trailer. Sounds
Obviously to trigger
retardo.
us.
What's up?
Obviously to trigger people.
Yeah,
You don't just put that in a trailer and like that was supposed to be, just funny.
Yeah, which I don't know. I didn't even find it funny. It's very hard to find wokeism funny, because mostly it's the same joking points over and over and over. I say joking in quotation, because I don't even think
bad
it's
business for DC in general, because that's your biggest selling character is Batman. I mean, that's your moneymaker. And then you have your new franchise. It's like you're saying, hey, no, you know what? Put Batman on the shelf. We're gonna call him a fascist, and now you're gonna love Blue Beetle instead. That's what that felt like. It felt like they're like, no, you know what? Don't like Batman.
Well,
like
you were
Blue
talking
Beetle instead. It was such a weird. Why can't I like both? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
why?
we were talking a little bit before we went live. You kind of followed the Blue Beetle a little bit, so I'm definitely interested to hear kind of like your take on it too, since you actually invested some time into it. I, of course, when it comes to comics, have very little knowledge. I am just but an innocent pup wandering the comic alleyways.
I'm not the most knowledgeable person myself. I dabbled in stuff like with Ted Cord. I followed that Blue Beetle. That was pre. I can't remember this guy's name because he came around during, like I said before, not during Flashpoint, but I don't know. So when they did like a soft reboot. That's when this Blue Beetle came about. The teenage Mexican kid. I started reading it a little bit, but that's about when I fell out of DC for a while. Like when they did like that soft reboot. I was like, I followed Batman for a little bit of Blue Beetle, but again, like I say, it was kind of boring for me. It had nothing to do with like the character himself being bad, but I just felt the story was a little lackluster.
All right, I'm
But
gonna.
so I was still excited for this. Like when I first heard, I saw like the look of the Blue Beetle. I'm like, all right, it looks just like the comic of that version of him. But like I say, when that trailer hit, I was just like, man, why throw stuff in the fans' faces that you didn't have to? Like, is that going to be the point of this movie? I don't know.
I'm going to refresh the browser here real quick.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Sorry about that. I was trying to adjust your volume,
Am I
and
too loud?
it glitched out to where I had you on max, so I don't know how loud you were when you were talking, and it wouldn't let me like readjust, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like heaven forbid. So, but I mean, it's not like you were like bad
Shay
or
just
anything.
hollering at everybody.
Yeah. I mean,
can't
but yeah,
believe the new
get
Blue
that
Beetle.
voice out. Let us hear what you really feel about the Blue Beetle. But we do have other topics we can talk about as well. I kind of want to hold off on the Blue Beetle a little bit too, because I think that'll just depending on who comes in and stuff. That if that's the main point, definitely want to give you time to talk about the Blue Beetle and your experience with that as well. But I want to check out this article here because this one caught my eye, and we were talking about it before about like, and it's just mostly just your stereotypical like, do CEOs like really know what the actual consumer wants sort of thing? Because this caught my eye over into bounding into comics. I haven't read this yet, but the Sony Pictures CEO Tom Rothman on movies, quote, apparently has said, the bigger risk is boring the audience to death with sameness. And I'm just like, what the hell is sameness? Like, what are you talking about? So I kind of I want to see exactly what he is referring to. Because just look at that. Now, does that look like a guy that connects with
The audience.
the audience? I say no.
He looks like a
personally.
principal.
That's me. Let's check this out, and definitely want to hear your thoughts on this as well. Sony Pictures Entertainment's Sony's Pictures Entertainment's Motion Picture Group. Dear Lord, can you just like abbreviate that? That's a mouthful. So much so that I spat all over my screen. CEO Tom Rothman recently appeared at CinemaCon. Oh man, how popular is that one? To promote the company's upcoming theatrical releases. Oh boy. And also noted how he believes there's a major risk in boring audiences with, quote, sameness. Okay. Again, yeah. I just have to point out, just look at this guy's face and then just keep that in mind of who's saying he's worried about sameness.
Sameness, yeah.
Because to me, you look like any other CEO. Maybe you should step out more of the sameness of being an EEO and like actually make yourself stand out above the crowd.
Yeah.
As noted by the Hollywood, I'm being mean though. I shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I am not the Christian lad that I am. Should not be coming in hot right off the bat. But then again, these people cause it so.
Yeah,
as noted by the Hollywood Reporter's Pamela McClintock, sounds like makes me think of McClintock. Wasn't that a John Wayne Western? Didn't he play someone called McClintock?
I have no idea.
You're not. I don't know if you were a big Western person.
No.
It sounds familiar. I love me a good Western, which I guess I actually heard like on one of Melanie Mack's things. She talked about on how they're making another gay Western or trying to make Westerns gay again.
Gay Westerns?
Yeah. I don't know
if I've ever seen a gay Western.
Well, the big thing is called, everyone thinks of Brokeback Mountain, but it's not like.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was
That
like
wasn't really
not
a Western, was it?
No, it wasn't. That's the thing. But like I didn't have the whole time to watch the whole video, but like I guess some cowboy movies coming up and they're wanting to show gayness. But we're not here to talk about gay cowboys. We're here to hear what this person has to say about the sameness of...
The CEO
yeah,
of
the
sameness.
sameness of boring the audience or something like that. Rothman addressed the fact that major film production studios are massively risk-averse and avoid originality because of the huge risk of not making a return on the investment. The thinking is better continue with the tried and true franchise that will more than likely have a minimum guarantee rather than an entirely original film that does not already have a built-in audience. What? Hold on, I'm going to read that again because I don't know if this is just written poorly. Let me try this again. Rothman addressed the fact that major film production studios are massively risk-averse or adverse and avoid, originality, okay, because of the huge risk of not making a return on the investment. Okay. What? Okay. The thinking is better continue with a tried and true franchise that will more than likely have a minimum guarantee rather than an original film that does not already have a built-in audience. Okay. So what I get from that is what people have been complaining about the whole time, is that you guys aren't seeking to make an original film, and any originality that you think you're doing is stolen by hijacking an IP of a franchise and then
Yeah,
just banking off of the hopes that because it's said franchise, we'll get some money back.
correct.
But then this guy is saying that's what people. I don't get this because he's. I mean, we'll continue reading the article, but it's literally sounds to me like he's complaining. Like he's complaining that the studios aren't doing this, but they are. But they're
Yeah, they've been
banking
doing
on
it.
wokeness, and it's not selling. I don't get. I literally don't get this. Like I feel like this is worded poorly, but maybe it gets explained better further on. Rothman addressed this saying, as you can see at Sony, we aren't fucking around. Originality is always a risk, but to me, the bigger risk is boring the audience to death with sameness. No balls, no glory.
So is he saying that he's taking a risk or they're not taking a risk? It's kind of going back and forth for me
Yeah,
right
this is
there.
what I don't get. I think he's saying we're trying to take a risk because a lot of other studios are just cashing in on a franchise with the hopes of said franchise making at least some of the money
But
back.
what's the point of taking the franchise that has the audience and then being like, well, we're going to do our own thing with it? But what are they doing so differently?
That's the thing.
That's
Like, this is straight up hypocrisy. Because
yeah,
Sony, I guarantee you, has taken stuff and dropped the ball many
yeah.
times. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the CEO, like, these CEO people have no clue what the basic consumer wants. And I've said this before. And, well, it is lofty. Sorry, Lofty, for picking on you. But I've stated, why doesn't a studio, like if we're going to take, like, for example, a video game, um, I want to see literally a video game of a successful video game and go, okay, let's just take that game and make it into a movie. And of course, someone like Lofty and stuff would like has said like I would just want that'd be boring because I already know what happens and stuff like that.
All
But
right.
my argument would be, but I legitimately just want to see the one. I want to see how it responds to the audience. Two, I actually feel like a lot of people would like it, regardless if they played it via video game format. You know,
Right.
because how many times have we heard, why can't you just like the game is already there? Why can't you just make it into a movie, sort of thing? Now, I'm all for one for like having artistic direction and maybe presenting the story in a new way, but you literally have everything already handed to you.
Yeah, that and it's like Blue Beetle's not like if you're trying to like hit people out of the norm and stuff. I mean, like, Blue Beetle's not the most popular character as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So even his original story, it's not going to be not unique because you know what I'm saying. It's not like it's not like this on the 10th Spider-Man movie like the others are. You
Yeah.
know.
I let's advance the.
I'm still wondering like what is he trying to say?
Yeah,
What is it that they're doing
yeah, I'm
totally
gonna check
unique and
this.
different with this franchise other
Yeah, I'm
than
gonna.
just slamming Batman? Because
Yeah,
it's still, I mean, still by the trailer, it's still the basics of here's a character, he gets superpowers, he's trying to figure it out. Here's his family that's with him, being like, "Oh, look, our grandkid or our
is the
cousin has
Blue
a
Beetle
super."
being done by Sony?
Maybe.
I mean, I do have it over here. No, that's Warner Brothers. But still, with this article, I still want to see exactly like what else it has to explain.
Offer.
Not only was Rothman addressing this fact, but it also appears accusatory in nature, and that he believes his competitors are indeed putting out films that are boring the audience to death with their sameness. No, they're putting out films to cater to a specific group of people that, one, were never fans to begin with, and two, it doesn't sell. And you're just chalking it up to this idea of people don't like it because it's boring or because of sameness. These people, again, have no clue what they're talking about. One need only look at the most recent Marvel Studios offerings to see how sameness has taken over the studio and has resulted in an audience evaporating, as most recently seen with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, it got really bad reception. Scotty, what's up, dude? Yo. Nothing much. We're just reading this article about how Sony CEO Tom Rothman says audience are getting bored with sameness, but yet Sony Studios is guilty of doing it just as much.
You know, what's funny is when you look at Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Mario, if we're going to talk about sameness, everybody went to Mario. What do we want to see? We wanted to see the two brothers, smack around Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to see Peach. We saw Donkey Kong versus Mario. The same stuff we've seen since I was like 10,
mm-hmm.
and it worked.
That's what I've been saying forever.
Like you didn't have to change anything.
I have some thoughts about Mario, the movie, but it's the best video game based movie out there. Absolutely. As a movie, like a movie in general, I personally give it like a 7, and that's being nice about it. Mostly because I think my whole shtick about Mario was I thought the pacing could have been way better because they're trying to cram everything in together in there. I think it could have been, and this is something that I felt like maybe with an additional, we're talking like 15 minutes, maybe 20, like could have solved what I thought was a huge.
I think the meetup with Mario and Peach could have slowed down right there. That felt a little fast for me.
Yeah,
when he just kind of pops in, and he's like, "Come with me. We're gonna go save you."
Yeah,
your brother.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay.
That and I mean, why Seth Rogen was even involved in that movie is beyond me. I thought out of all the voices,
too bad if he didn't do the laugh, and he did the laugh twice. Like if he could have just stopped not doing the laugh, I could have survived the.
At least it wasn't the Ratchet and Clank movie. Do you remember that one? No, there was a Ratchet and Clank movie. Yeah, I'm not caught up with the Ratchet and Clank. Yeah. That's funny. No idea. But then I'm weird because I actually liked the live action Super Mario Brothers way back in the day. I don't know why. I think mostly
as a kid, it was still one of those things. Like I remember watching it and I was like, "This is supposed to be Bowser." I was like, "Why is?" Toad was like a weird punk kid. Now, it does have a nostalgic thing for me just because I grew up with it. Mm-hmm. But overall, like, yeah, as a kid, I was confused.
I think, I think that's probably why I ultimately like it in the end is just more so of that time period. And to me, it was more like I'm just attuned to that time period. By all means, it's not a masterpiece movie, let alone even like a good movie. One could argue a good movie.
I think the only time I got excited about that was when the little bomb came down, like in like that goo.
Yeah.
Like Luigi picks it up. I'm like, it's the bomb from Mario. It's about the only thing they got right.
Fungus. Trust me, as a fan, it was not good. Oh, about the Ratchet and Clank movie. The Mario movie was alternate sci-fi flick. That was one where sadly they changed directors so many times because there's a movie. There's a website dedicated for that movie to like learn all about the history and stuff, and they actually have first drafts of the script, and it was supposed to be like a lot darker, which I'm all for corrupting children games and putting some dark tone elements into it. But then again, of course, it could have gone the other way and just been very light and colorful and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's the first time doing it, so how do you do it? So they made Cheap a giant chick.
Don't do it with sameness.
Let's see. Let's go back to Rothman. Rothman's comments also beg the question of what Sony has offer that is different than other studios. That's exactly what we just said. Like, you're a hypocrite, dude. You're complaining what other studios are doing, and you've done it. Their CinemaCon presentation consisted of Bad Boys 4, who cares? Kraven the Hunter. I had no idea they were making a Kraven the Hunter. Yeah. Dumb Money, no idea. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, you already got backlash for that one with that stupid trans kids flag. Insidious: The Red Door, The Equalizer 3. Ooh, Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. Little intrigued.
Yeah.
They're making a Gran Turismo film adaptation? Huh. I don't know about you, but there might be one film from that entire slate that looks original. For the most part, it's a bunch of sequels. Gran
Yeah.
Turismo is a video game adaptation, but we've seen Need for Speed already, and the Fast and Furious franchise has had a lock on films featuring fast cars for quite some time now. There might be an argument for Kraven the Hunter, but at the end of the day, there have been dozens of comic book films and TV over the past 2 decades. Finally, Dumb Money is a book adaptation about a recent event. How many of those have we seen in the past 2 decades? Nevertheless, Rothman didn't just take shots at his rival studios for their lack of originality and boring audiences to death with sameness, but he had some strong words to say about streaming services and their inability to create movie stars. I don't think it would have played too well if it was made too dark. Oh, about the Mario movie? Probably not. I still would have just loved to seen it. Forget who that was. Spider vs. Stupid Save Trans Kid in Gwen's room was easily the dumbest thing that made me doubt it's something fierce. Yeah. Yeah. I just think it's funny just because there's no such thing as trans kids. Like, they physically cannot accept, like, they mentally and physically cannot accept that. Like, I don't care what you do as an adult, but, like, what are you talking about? Like, that's
Right.
impossible. Stay away from children is pretty much my my go-to, because then everything would be fine. Because as an adult, I don't give a shit what you do. Just stay away from me. Anywho, he said, the other thing pundits say is movie stars don't matter anymore. Well, did they ever really matter? I mean, in all honesty, like, Twitter has, like, brought it to where, like, it's like, if there's some sort of ideology questioning out there in the world, I got to look at my favorite movie star to know what their thoughts are. It's like, no, you get paid to play pretend. Like, I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, it's not like they're the most creative people. They're there because they give you the disbelief of reality. You know, that's their whole purpose. They're just to fill the role of somebody else's vision. Like, I don't give a fuck about their lives or their politics or anything else. Like,
yeah, like, just the only one I would ever consider caring about is Keanu Reeves, and he stays away from, like, you know, interviews and stuff like that because he's smart.
Yeah.
All right. So Roth also said the other thing pundits say is movie stars don't matter anymore. I really hope all my competitors believe that shit. True movie stars matter more than ever. They are just more rare than ever. Streamers don't create movie stars. Only global hit movies do. Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever, dude. You're delusional. They cannot consent. This is universal. Very do. Indeed. There's definitely some credence to what Rothman says. One of the biggest pieces of evidence is the massive box office haul for Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick. The film grossed nearly $1.5 billion, and it's more than likely Cruise had a massive impact on that, not just as an actor, but his dedication to actually entertain audiences and provide them with a fun, well-written, and exciting film. But that's a great point, because everyone was. I mean, I'm not a big Top Gun person, but I'm sure there are a bunch of fans out there who are like, we would love to see a sequel, and literally that's what the movie did for them. It's just gave them.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, it didn't change the formula.
Chaos?
The formula was about the same, but you know, Tom Cruise actually had a lot more action in it, so that was kind of cool to see. It wasn't just him like doing the training this time; he actually went on a mission. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, you know, Val Kilmer, the way he is, like, obviously couldn't really do anything. But that was great that they, like, were able to hook him up in a way. Chaos Smash, we're talking about how the CEO of Sony Pictures, Tom Rothman, claims that the biggest risk when it comes to movies is boring the audience to death with, quote, sameness.
But isn't that what Top Gun kind of did, though? And that the whole thing was sameness with Top Gun. I mean, it had the same formula. It's not like it really changed much.
No, I think that's exactly why this guy is full of shit, because Top Gun, and I think that's probably what this article's getting at too. However, there's the other side of the coin where characters have indeed trumped movie stars. One need look no further than Warner Brothers and their numerous Batman films with numerous different actors playing Batman. In fact, they're going to have at least 2 Batman characters played by different actors in the upcoming The Flash film. It's the character in the script over the actor in this case.
Okay.
For some reason, that makes me think, this picture makes me think of Magneto. Top Gun Maverick was more of the same, but it was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Maverick yet, mostly because I don't know, I'm just bad at catching up on movies and stuff. But I am proud to say that I recently saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. I did say to myself when I saw the trailer, I'm like, yeah, I'll go out of my way to see it. This is also one of the major flaws the Marvel Cinematic Universe is still coming to grips with. They wrote out all of their main characters, and have been replacing them with cheap diversity knockoffs. That right there is the problem. Cheap diversity knockoffs. The main emphasis on diversity, because heaven forbid if I'm a limp gimped person in a wheelchair, the last thing I want to see as a superhero is someone else that's a gimp in a wheelchair as well flying around, as opposed to like being a super muscular dude with powers.
I'm sorry, just imagining like
Flash.
Superman just like going around like a little wheelchair, just flying through the
Yeah.
air.
Well, like
Thor, just
this is
throwing his hammer.
yeah,
Wheelchair
like
flying behind you.
this is the same bullshit they pull with that's going on with Wizards of the Coast with Dungeons and Dragons. Like they now have a diversity group that it's like, does this represent diversity in this writing and stuff? It's like no, nobody sits around and goes, I only have 4 fingers, like in real life. There needs to be 4-fingered people in Dungeons and Dragons. Why the fuck would you limit yourself in a fictional world to your real life, person being,
Well,
and
that,
say
like, it
that
shows-
needs to be inside this fictional world?
It shows you're not caring about the project itself. You're not really trying to tell a story. You're not getting excited about a story. You're focused more. They're just so focused on representing something like diversity and all this stuff. But like, where's the give a good story and you're getting an audience. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're sacrificing why people go to the movies. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even
Absolutely.
the crippled kid wants to go to the movies to watch a movie to escape his shitty fucking life.
Exactly.
He wants to watch a
Exactly.
superhero movie, and now you're throwing shit down his throat he doesn't want to see.
Exactly. And for those of you wondering, me doing this is because I'm recovering from tension headaches, so I'm constantly trying to make sure that my neck is not stiff and stuff. So that's one thing, Shane, that I've been having problems with, because that's been a hoot and a holler.
Oh,
Yeah, sadly. Yeah, I went to the doctor and we talked about it and stuff, and it was like, sounds like I think you have tension headaches. And I was like, fuck, those are not fun. So, but luckily because of that, I'm hitting the gym again. So tired but good. So we're getting that pump on. Limped, gimped, nice. I have a very nice palette of words that I enjoy using. What's crazy was that the voice of Batman was old enough to play an older Batman, but they never ceased the opportunity. Yeah, that sucks with Kevin passing. Because, yeah, I'm sure somewhere out there there's like a fan film of him being Batman or something. 4 fingers, that's awful. 2 on each hand, that's super limiting. Exactly. Why the hell would you want to be a character with 4 fingers in a fictional world when you're already one in real life? This is what I don't get. It's all about them, too. And that's kind of the narcissistic thing about it, and it's... I just don't get it. I don't get, you could be... Literally, it's a fictional world. You can be whatever you want. You're not limited to it, and you choose to just, I want to be me. It's like, okay, well, it's one thing to incorporate part of your personality and your morals into a fictional character, But why would you not make it to where you're like over the limit? Like you're 100% like inhuman and you can go beyond limitation. Why would you do that? Doesn't make anything. Seized. Oh, I used the wrong word. You're good. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Warner Brothers Discovery has seemingly learned this lesson as they are going to do a completely new adaptation of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter book series with new actor. I actually like grew up with Harry Potter. That's something with me, my mom and I. That's something we bonded over because I read the book, she would read it, and then we would go see the movie, just me and her. So I'm actually interested in seeing what this is as well. And this was something that we kind of talked about. I don't think you were with us, Shane, but this was something to where I think that's kind of the benefit of like having a TV series as opposed to it being a movie is that you can
time.
Yeah, you can take your time and you actually can incorporate a lot more stuff that was in the book that you had to scrap or tie together in the movie and not have it like maybe connect as well as what it could. They also plan to do more Lord of the Rings films. Well, that's just going to end up being garbage because you guys don't care about the source material. At least J.K. Rowling's is part of her part of the TV series, so she's going to have say in it. I'll bet it's not clear if these will be new adaptations of Tolkien's novels or will explore other parts of his legendarium. Still, these moves are more in line with the power of the story and characters rather than the star power of an actor. What do you make of Tom Rothman's comments about the movie stars and the risk of boring audience with sameness? Well, I think you and I, Shane, already answered that along with the people in the chat. Wonder what the comments say. Sony aren't any better than the other studios. We said that. This guy's just doing some PR in a rather abrasive way. Yeah, I did enjoy the look at me, I'm badass. I said shit and fucking and don't have the balls. It's like, oh my gosh. You just look at this again, just look at this picture.
We're not doing
and you just go, we're cool. They don't have the balls. Okay, sure. And then there's your constant pictures that Bounding into Comics seem to enjoy involving teeth and bad toenails. Don't know why all those ads show up on Bounding into Comics, but grew up with Harry Potter as well. I wanted to be a wizard since I was like 9 or something, but man, the actors are not too happy about it. Emma Watson fell off into the insanity bin, so I don't care about her thoughts about it. Daniel Radcliffe is starting to be a little bitch. So.
Oh, they're not liking the fact they're just redoing it? Is that what's going on with them?
I think so, yeah. I mean.
They don't feel as immortalized now?
No. I don't, yeah. This is another thing, too, with actors in general, and I kind of saw this with the voice acting in the voice acting environment as well, is the, when how would I want to say this?
I would say the story's not theirs to tell, for one.
Well, yeah, I'm talking more of the fact of because they voiced this character for a long time, it's their character, so they should have a say in it, which is somewhat true. I do think that if you've dedicated a lifetime of career, then yeah, you would understand that character the most. But then also you also have the fans kind of. It's a weird mixture sort of thing. Like I think of the Neon Genesis Evangelion Netflix adaptation where they got the Blu-ray and they put it up on Netflix, but they redubbed the whole thing. But everyone since the DVDs has said we want this on Blu-ray and we want the original cast. Now they kind of got it with the Rebuild series, but they wanted it with the original TV series. So I kind of look at it that of like that was something people were asking for forever, and you just said no, fuck you, sort of thing, and then cast all these other weirdos. The main character of Shinji being not even transgender. They like made up some term that they fell under, and it was like no. This one, it doesn't work. Two, you're a woman, and even though like women can do young kids' voice, like Shinji still sounded too feminine to me. Tom Felton and Voldemort seems to be normal. Yeah, there's some people that like, still respect it and support JK. But some people don't. Radcliffe lost himself. Rupert is doing fine with his own ice cream truck. He played Ron. The redub was weird. Is Rupert Grint normal? I thought Grint supported the guy who played Hagrid. I believe he supported... Wait, didn't he?
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah.
But I think before he passed away, he supported her. But in any case, Scott E. Oh, Rebuild series was not that bad, but I imagine it would have been better to check out the original series. Shinji isn't gay. He's just pathetic. That's the thing. That's the thing. And that's also the other thing, too, where people in the with the original show got all up in a tizzy because there was that Kaoru and Shinji moment towards the end. But Kaoru is literally the embodiment of the last angel, and the angel is legitimately curious about humanity. And out of all the people that Shinji wanted love from was something that was not only not human, but was programmed to live because Lilith and the angels could not live on the same area. And he understood that the humans deserved to live in this and not them. And he gave him the unconditional love that he was wanting all this time. But people turned that into like... They're gay for each other. And it's like, oh my gosh, not even close. Rupert Grint is alive and well at 34. Oh, Rupert Grint is Ron. Who am I thinking of?
Oh,
I
think
the guy
about
who played Hagrid passed away.
Yeah,
I know
that's who died. Yeah.
That's who I was
That's what I thought you
thinking.
were talking about, too.
Yeah, I thought his name was Rupert as well. That's what threw me off. Robbie. Yeah, Robbie. Robbie Coltrane? Yes, he played Valentine in GoldenEye. And in the other one, too. I like GoldenEye. GoldenEye is still my favorite
This is a good
James Bond movie.
Yep.
Well, there's that article. Yeah, we kind of suspected Shane right at the beginning that this guy had no idea what he was talking about, if not being a hypocrite. So... take that as you will, folks, about the CEO. Yeah.
I still don't understand like what it is that they feel like they did so different with it. Like what's so different about Blue Beetle? Besides,
well, I think that. Well, again, I believe I don't think Blue.
Fascist, like.
Well, I believe Blue Beetle is Warner Brothers. Like I said, this is just with Sony. I don't think it's necessarily tied, but I'm sure when he was jabbing at the studios that's what. I'm sure that was included in there.
He's saying they're trying to do stuff that's not sameness.
But I guess speaking of Blue Beetle, there's been a lot of fun stuff about that one, and we'll go ahead and we'll get into that Blue Beetle talk. And for those that just joined, feel free to like and subscribe. Smash the notification button to know when we go live. We are on Rumble and YouTube. Shane here earlier on said he actually is kind of familiar with the Blue Beetle. So I'm definitely interested to hear about Shane's... Oops, that's not the right one. Shane's thoughts about the thing. That did not zoom in as much as what I hoped for. Damn it, Melon. Didn't know he was also in Hellsing. The movie Hellsing? I didn't know that. But, yes. So, Blue Beetle. I know you were busy in the past, and we talked about it, because I know you said you had some thoughts about it, and I'm sure everyone knows at this point the big thing with Blue Beetle that there's some new stuff according to this one that's being piled on it, but a lot of people are remembering when they think of Blue Beetle was indeed the trailer at the end where is that like a family member? I guess you said
it was what's the actor, George Lopez? I think he's playing like either the uncle or the dad. I can't.
Okay,
really
well, a family member calls Batman a fascist.
Yeah,
fun stuff. And by fun stuff, I mean very
gay.
Yeah.
Mr. Robbie played Mr. Hyde in Helsing. Ah, well, there you go. But yes, this article also from Bounding Into Comics. This one came out 6 days ago, so I didn't do a whole lot of snooping to see if there's any other updates on stuff, but fairly recent. So the Blue Beetle director, Angel Manuel Soto, sparks speculation Warner Brothers Discovery executive silenced him following his Twitter going private. Oh yeah, he went on a huge Twitter. He went on a huge Twitter meltdown. I saw the tweet. It was really fucking stupid. And I could care less. Blue Beetle is looking bad. Well, we'll see. So the director of the upcoming Blue Beetle movie, Angel, I'm not going to say his full name, AMS, has onlookers wondering if Warner Brothers Discovery told him to be quiet after his big Twitter outburst. Recently, a tweet of Soto wishing death on Donald Trump. What is it always with Donald Trump? Dear fucking Lord, get over it, you piece of shit. Dear my fucking... These people cannot get over it. No. They cannot get over it. He has nothing to do with it. And Donald Trump. That Donald Trump syndrome still infecting the world, apparently. My gosh. And calling Puerto Rico a, quote, slave colony resurfaced. Oof. He would later delete the post and turned his Twitter account private. All right. So here's the original quote. I think they've typed it out here. You must be the dumbest piece of shit to cross Twitter right after Trump, read Soto's questionable tweet, before adding Puerto Rico is a slave colony of the USA. He went on, your passport was imposed on us. To there is nowhere else to go. After your country shits on my land and blame yous or wise for the stink. Fuck you. And blames us for the stink. Fuck you. Dude, Bounding Into Comics, you have the fucking tweet right here, and you can't retype it, right? This is supposed to be us. This isn't the first time I've yelled at Bounding Into Comics for having a lot of typos. There's no excuse when the tweet's like right here. Who's he talking to? Jacob AWOL and real Donald Trump. Okay. Let's see. YouTuber and commenter Yellow Flash. Hey, look at that. He made it once again into an article because I think I saw his name otherwise. Joe would have been in here, but he's being
gay,
and so he is not here. Hopefully he'll show up later. So YouTuber and commentator Yellow Flash noticed and thinks this about face was not solely the filmmaker's doing. He believes Soto was ordered from on high by Warner Brothers, possibly from CEO David Zaslav himself, to straighten up and show some restraint. The reason is fairly obvious. They want Blue Beetle to successfully swim against the deluge that sank Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Yeah, I heard that one was not good. Trump said in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, everybody's always blaming me for everything. Apparently so. He was also in Home Alone 2, if I'm not mistaken.
They took it out, though. If you watch it on the streams.
No. What a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, they took Trump out.
Oh, my gosh. He was also in... On Our Own by Bobby Brown from the Ghostbusters 2 music video as well. Soto also laughingly trolled the reaction to Batman being called a fascist in the trailer, which left Yellow Flash wondering yet again why it's so hard for Hollywood to put their product first over politics. These incidents are the latest by a director of a comic book movie or major franchise picture to discourage half the population from seeing said film. So there's the video that Yellow Flash, I guess, made. So Yellow Flash confesses he's no longer inclined to pay a theater to see Blue Beetle and called out Soto for his mockery of fans. Using the term fascist to describe the Caped Crusader, for instance, was deliberate, Yellow Flash says, because Soto and Hollywood know It is a charged word. The YouTuber then condemns stupid political stances and asks why those making them can't shut up or simply promote a movie. So I am curious, Shane, because you saw the trailer. What were your what with the history, or I guess what knowledge you have of the Blue Beetle? Um, what did you get? What did you think about the first trailer? I don't know if there's like a second one.
I've only seen the first trailer. Again, I like the Ted Korg version, but that was before this Beetle came along. He came along during Rebirth, so when that was about the time I did drop off. But I did read a little bit of it, and I mean, it looks the outfit looks like it's supposed to. Because Ted Korg, he actually didn't have the Blue Beetle ability, the Scarab like technology. It doesn't come back into the story until this Beetle gets it. So I see what they're doing there, which is fine. It's like, all right. It kind of has a Spider-Man feel, which are like, all right, it's DC's Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah, that was something that I was like,
Yeah, which I still didn't mind it. You know, I'm like, all right, it's something that DC's not doing right now. And so overall, I didn't mind the trailer. But like I say, once it gets to the annoying uncle or dad, wherever he is, like once he drops the Batman line and just kind of has like, he himself seems like he's just being the Latino racist. You know, like he's like, oh, you know, fuck white people kind of vibe. And I'm like, why? If you're trying to have a you know, a variety of characters and ethnic groups in these movies, and you want other ethnic groups to enjoy it and actually be part of that culture and like it, don't make it a hate thing. Like you didn't have to go that route with it. That way everybody can just enjoy it and be like, hey, you know what, this guy's representing a certain group of people and representing it well, but they want to have it like this realistic thing. I'm like, why is it so realistic for everybody to hate everybody? Like, I don't understand like how that's the norm. Like, well, to be realistic, you have to hate this group. That's the cool thing to do. You know, that to me is not realistic. That's just creating, you know, the division between people.
Yeah,
You're just separating.
I legitimately, okay, I like, yeah, absolutely.
You can bring people together with these type of movies. Like that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point
exactly.
of the culture thing. When you go to conventions, it's not about like race and sex and all this stuff. It's about enjoying that product, and you find people that like it just like you. So that's the whole point of this stuff. And by dividing them, it just defeats the
well,
whole...
even with cons, like that's starting to get infected too, because now it's a lot of people are using it as an excuse just to be, you know, to have debauchery flowing around in there to really push the limits and stuff of like how, like, are you actually a fan, or are you just trying to see what you can like push, sort of thing too? But I agree with what you just said there too, and legitimately I heard it and I sat there and I thought, okay, what exactly makes Batman a quote fascist, like you said? Because I couldn't really think of an answer aside from he's rich.
But we don't know that. That's the thing. Like, how does he know Bruce Wayne? You know what I'm saying? He just knows Batman, a dark vigilante who comes out in the night and beats the fuck out of Joker. He doesn't know that he's Bruce Wayne. He doesn't know he's rich and a powerful man. He doesn't know how he gets any of this stuff. He's just, you know, it was just thrown in there.
Very good observation. I didn't really think about that. Like, because I was just thinking of like, okay, well, like in a lot of Batman lore, I guess you could say, I'm not a big up to date on Batman lore, but I thought like Bruce Wayne would just like donate the shit like to a bunch of different stuff like that. And I was like, well, how is that fascist? But you brought up a really good point of like, yeah, he's talking about Batman. I'm going to have to get some water because my throat be cracking. What is a fascist? It says Chaos Smash. All the more reason Ghostbusters 2 is just as much of a good movie. I am one of the rare people that will tell you that Ghostbusters 2 movie is actually really good. It's different from Ghostbusters 1, but I was one of the rare people that saw Ghostbusters 2 before Ghostbusters 1. So even though I was more exposed of the Ghostbusters 2, like, obviously it's catering more towards the toy line. A lot of the darkness was taken out. It's more colorful, you know, because the slime's not clear and greenish anymore. It's, you know, like red pink and all that stuff. And, you know, that darkness from the first one wasn't there. But for me, it made me appreciate the first one even more. sort of thing. But yeah,
I think I was the same way. I think I saw the second Ghostbusters as a kid. I think it was on TV a lot, growing up.
yeah,
I think I saw that all the time versus the
Mhm.
first one.
Yeah, it was because I remember borrowing my one of our family friends. Uh, you know your friends who you're friends with their family that go way back. So like the mom and dad and the siblings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You were friends with them. We would borrow all the time the recorded copy of Ghostbusters 2, the VHS. So that's where I remember watching it until finally I rented the first one back in the old video
Yeah.
rental service days, if people remember that. But yeah, I don't even understand, like, that line doesn't even make sense because where's the fascism supposedly that Batman does? Like, I don't get what he's talking about, because it's like what you said. He literally just goes around and beats up bad people. Like like what? I don't get it.
Like where's he a Nazi at? Like where does
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
where does this come
Jeez.
from?
Ghostbusters 2, I haven't seen yet, but the OG, which I did, is still great. I'll check it out later tonight since I only ever caught glimpses of 2 on TV. Yeah, see if you can truly get the full experience of Ghostbusters 2. I personally like it. I know a lot of Ghostbusters fans say it's vastly inferior to the first one, which I can understand, but I think as a whole, it works. Obviously, Fat Busters, don't even consider it a true Ghostbusters movie. That's the 2016 one with the ladies. I call it Fat Busters.
Gotcha.
Because they're all fat. Except one. Maybe 2. But I don't care. Haven't even seen it yet. Don't want to see it. Probably never will. And
You never seen it?
Yeah. Refuse
Worst
to.
has the worst cameo of a Ghostbuster. Bill Murray's in it.
I heard.
He's a prick in it. I'm like, they brought him in just to be the asshole. Like, I'm like, what?
I heard.
Was
You have
horrible.
it on DVD? Nice. Well, hopefully you're talking about Ghostbusters 2, not Ghostbusters 2016. Yeah, I've never seen that, and I will declare that if I ever do plan to say it, I will pirate the shit out of it so it loses money and not get it. So fuck Ghostbusters 2016.
The remake. Well, I guess it wasn't a remake. I guess would it be the third one now? I guess it's technically a third one.
It's not even I don't even consider it a third one. It's its own thing.
The new one. The new one.
Oh, Afterlife? Yeah,
Afterlife.
that's technically
because it has the original ones in it, right? Yeah.
I'm also one of the people that will tell you that the true third one is actually the video game.
Oh yeah, okay.
Ghostbusters, the video game, the 360 or PS3 version, not the stylized PS2 and Nintendo DS version. Watch it while drunk. I don't know. I don't think that I would just pass out because I would just constantly need to be liquored up to get through that movie.
I think Afterlife was pretty decent, but I think the only thing that was kind of the downfall for me was the kid from Stranger Things. I just felt like they threw him in there because he's a name at that moment.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even important. Like every time he was on screen, I felt it just was really boring and brought the movie down. I'm like, don't care.
Yes. I agree 100%. That movie, I describe it as a satisfying movie, meaning that with that bad taste of 2016.
You hope they didn't fuck up too bad. You're like, don't fuck it up too bad.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't. I couldn't help but notice the quote colorful cast end quote that they had there. And what I mean by that is it was very diverse, which I don't really care. Like I actually didn't mind any of the characters. But
at least they didn't make it like a point.
Yeah, it wasn't a point. That's the thing, which I thought it was like that's fine.
It felt natural.
It felt natural, yeah. I mean, it was written by Ivan Reitman's son, so he obviously knows the Ghostbusters lore, or should know it, so he respected it enough to understand. I think people will probably consider that one to be the third movie. I'm going to be the one that will tell you the third one's the video game. But people will say that's a different timeline if we want to get into Ghostbusters lore that I looked up a little bit. But
the timeline thing that every like franchise follows.
Yeah, but to me, the trilogy that you could say before Afterlife was 1, 2, and then the video game. Ghostbusters 2016, I haven't watched it either, much like James Rolfe. who made a video of refusing to watch it. Yeah, 2016 was the one where all this insanity finally boiled over. And that's because, of course, of, the election and Trump and all that stuff. But yeah, that's where all this bullshit happened. That's when I began to really notice the infestation that has taken place with Ghostbusters, because they went ham on anyone who said, you're not seeing this, you're a sexist. I'm like, are you guys retarded? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's when I really, began to notice, this isn't good. Like, this stuff is going insane. Well, they're screwing up the sequel for Afterlife with 2 woke actors. Well, just because they're woke actors doesn't mean it's messed up. As long as the script isn't woke, right, that's fine. Because I am one to where people really should try to separate the actor and their ideologies. I feel like I can do that fairly well. But of course, when said actor or actresses says, I'm not doing this movie unless this part gets changed or this character gets made this way, that's where I would, as a director, would go, okay, you're fired, goodbye, and then get someone who will follow my direction and the script and appreciate it for what it is. Because if they don't want that, if they don't like that version of that character, go fucking make your own movie and insert that character in there. Because heaven forbid you guys are doing so well with everything.
Yeah.
They're still pissed he refused to watch it, by the way. Good. I mean, I fell out of AVGN a while ago. I think he's gotten burnt out, but that's another rabbit hole going down. Continuing with the Blue Beetle, he thusly wonders if the new management, i.e. Zaslav of DC, got to Soto to tell him to knock him off. Knock him off. Yeah, knock him off. Make him not the director anymore. To knock off the online behavior or conceal it so he doesn't doom a movie Warner Brothers is giving a chance. They canceled Batgirl for the tax benefits and nicked the initiative to make original DC movies for HBO Max, but vouchsafed Blue Beetle theatrically. Those efforts, however, could be in vain, as Susan Sarandon, who plays the film's central villain, said her character represents the white military-industrial complex. Oh my gosh.
What?
Is this the first time you heard that one?
Yeah,
Shane?
yeah.
Yellow Flash noted this and remarked that it doesn't make any sense when half the country has to go see your movie to make it profitable. This is why Hollywood is in the shitter, he said. That's pretty much that article. But Shane, I am curious to know of kind of the lore of the Blue Beetle too, because you said this isn't taking place with someone else, I guess, because I guess the person in this one isn't the original Blue Beetle.
No, I think at this point he's either the third or the fourth, because there was the original Blue Beetle who found the scarab or whatever, and it's like a alien technology. I followed Ted Korg, who actually became the Blue Beetle after that, but he didn't have any powers.
Okay,
I think that's the nostalgia part of me. It was just kind of like that era when I read it.
Well, hold on to that thought, because I'm gonna get some water because my throat is parched, and
make sure I got my trusty water with me.
I know. And is that a King Toad thermos that I see over there?
Yes, it is.
But speaking of King Toad, there's tons of stuff that you could go out and maybe help support in the way. For example, Swarm, who Shane is working on, as you can see here. Art by Danilo Vienna, John Ball, as we know. Cover A by Michael Yakudis. Cover B by Adam Miller. Special guest artist Elliot Rodriguez. Shane is involved with Swarm. As you can see there, we got some badass pictures. But while I'll go fill up my thermos so my throat doesn't sound like I'm going through puberty, Shane, why don't you go ahead and fill in with the audience here a little bit about Swarm and how they can go support it if they so desire. So I'll be right back.
Will do. Swarm, it's going to be 50 pages of comic, and I'm hoping to launch in July. I want to have a full product just finished. That way on Indiegogo, all I have to worry about is after that runs at 60 days, it goes into shipping. And yeah, I got 20 pages left to get collared. Eugene is calling the last He laid the flats of pages 30 through 40. So I'm hoping by sometime next month we'll be ready to get it to the printers. It's going to come with 3 different prints. We got a couple of them. I got that one right there. So we got a couple of prints already made up because I can go ahead and do that. And I got another print that's coming. It's going to have the Ace with Swarm. And yeah, got to start working on the trailer as well. So all I got right now is just the sign up. Yeah. Not too much I can say about it right now until I can get the actual Indiegogo up. What else? Since we're on nostalgia thing and he's getting water, anybody else get The Last Ronin? Since we're kind of talking about the nostalgic side of things and how things keeping with the original formula, I think this is a perfect example of still having that original formula, but making it something different. If anybody's not familiar with The Last Ronin, you have the one remaining turtle. The other 3 have died, and Shredder's grandson has taken over. So it's the last turtle fighting the grandson, and like April O'Neil's in it, and she's like missing an arm because it got blown up during this explosion. When her and one of the other turtles and Casey Jones, get blown up, and she's missing the leg too. So her daughter is in it as well. But I think it's a perfect example of the taking a classic and still, honoring the original audience, but still making a new story and being ballsy with it too. Because like when you hear somebody be like, "Hey, yeah, all the turtles are dead except for one," Sorry, I started talking about Last Ronin because I was really excited about this.
You know what? Fuck this story. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you familiar with it though?
I've actually heard that it's really good, and I've really kind of been wanting to get into TMNT comics. But to answer your question, yes, I have, and I do want to check it out.
I was supposed to talk about Swarm. I started talking about Swarm, but I really wanted to talk about the Ronin.
Hey, whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. Speaking of, I've actually been reading Berserk finally.
Same here. I'm on the 2nd volume. I need to get back to it. I read the whole 1st volume.
I am on chapter 3. I'm like close to being caught up. I'm on like chapter 330 maybe. Sorry, I had to take a big old swig.
Actually, this guy. Good to know you acknowledge TMNT Comics and not the 80s show. But I am an 80s kid. I mean, I didn't know Turtles until the 80s thing. Because, that was the thing when you're 6. You didn't have, I didn't have access to like comics. Like, we didn't have the internet. It's not like, you can just go online and download the Marvel app or the whatever, just read whatever comics. So the only thing I had was, Saturday morning cartoons. So unfortunately, that is my go-to of Turtles. I know it started off as a more of a graphic story. I didn't know that until I got older. When I was growing up, I always just thought Turtles was the 80s thing.
No,
that was Happy Turtles with the different bandanas. I didn't know they had. When I first saw they had red bandanas, like growing up, I'm like, why the hell do all 4 of them have red bandanas all of a sudden? I never knew that was a thing.
The original. I'm the same way. I knew Turtles through the cartoon. That's interesting because I feel like I actually saw the live action Turtles movie before the cartoons. So I'm not exactly sure.
I remember watching that when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade.
It might have just been at the same time sort of thing. But yeah, I'm kind of the same way where I never saw the comics or knew it was based off of comics, until way later and stuff like that.
And right there's when censorship started right after Turtles. I mean, you had Turtles 1. It was such a good movie. It went right for the old.
It's still good.
Yeah. Yeah. It still holds up. But it connected to the resource, the material, the original material. It was a darker tale. It wasn't very happy. A lot of crazy shit happens in it. But I guess a lot of parents saw it negatively. So when the second movie came out, that's why the Turtles are more bright and smiley, big teeth, and like happy, and they don't use their weapons. If you ever notice, Michelangelo doesn't have nunchucks. When he spins the nunchucks at the beginning, he uses wieners. He picks up hot dogs and spins them around and like throws them. Leonardo doesn't use his swords.
Sword, yep.
So all that's because of censorship. Can you imagine how awesome that series would have went if they would have stuck with how the first movie went? Like how dark they could have went with that. More like the comic, But I don't remember being traumatized as a kid. I didn't watch it like third, fourth grade, Turtles 1 and being like, my God.
Yeah, I honestly don't think kids aren't stupid.
Yeah.
I think the thing is a lot of people think kids are stupid.
They think we're going to go run to the flea market and grab a ninja sword and start cutting people or something. Like,
exactly.
What do they think is going to happen?
Kids have some sort of intelligence.
Yeah.
They're not stupid, but of course, the mental capacity obviously isn't there. And that's where, we as adults need to, make sure, tying back into the whole, trans kids sort of thing. It's like they have no idea what that is. They shouldn't know what it is. And don't fucking talk to them about it until they have the mental capacity to do that. But, it's like there's this thing, but I'm saying that back in like the 90s and stuff like that. Like I actually feel bad for the generation coming up because I actually think there's like some actual demonic like DNA shit happening that's causing it like earlier and earlier with kids, and it's sad and disgusting. Yeah, I'm catching up on all the comics. We hear some Vic talk with his own, Anime Matsuri studio. Berserk, I have finished to the latest. It is brutal. That last chapter made you dreading the one where it's on hiatus. Well, didn't the original creator passed away, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe he left all of his notes and the people he worked with to where they believe that they can finish his work. I think it was one of those things where the guy like left everything that he ever thought of and like probably was going to do, from what I remember hearing, to where his team can finish his vision. So I think they're actually going to continue that. Scott E., I was born in 96 and saw both 80s and 2000s. That's good at least. Yeah. Yeah, you were around. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm 88. 96 is pretty safe.
See, 83. So that's probably why you saw the movie first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're pretty safe. Especially if you're just exposed to like 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
So is he saying he saw the 2000s cartoon? Is that what he's talking about?
Probably, maybe. I know there's a TMNT movie that's like I thought was in the 2000s. I heard that was actually
there was the one on Fox Kids or Fox Box, whatever it was called back in the day. It was a Teenage Mutant Turtles TV show. It was actually pretty good. It's where April O'Neil worked for Baxter Stockman.
Yeah. That one I heard was pretty good. Yeah. I thought you were going to get into the atrocious live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV show.
So I do get on a Turtles kick. I am biased with Turtles. It's so hard for me to hate Turtles, but yes, I recently tried to like rewatch those, and they were horrible when they came out, and they're still horrible now. Like I still can't. Mm-hmm. Like
absolutely chaos. If there was a dark, gritty, rated R TMNT movie, it's what it should be.
Well, they are coming out with the last Ronin video game.
So are they really? Dude, yeah. I'll pick that up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so we are going to get a gritty. I heard it's going to be kind of like a God of War type feel.
That's a safe way. That's a good way up. So I love the video games too. That's probably where I also liked TMNT as well. Turtles in Time, obviously. I grew up with the Hyperstone Heist, which is the Genesis version of Turtles in Time. Kentaro left behind about enough for an ending. Yeah. Putting it together is what makes it take so long. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, unfortunately, with like Bruce Lee, with, what is it, the Tower of Death? The one where he died before he could finish filming, where he has to ascend the different levels. It's not Way Up the Dragon. I think it's Tower of Death. They kind of completed it with like the footage that he wanted to redo and wasn't really happy with, but Unfortunately, that did not go really well. They should just remake
Is
that
it
whole
Enter the
movie.
Dragon?
Huh?
Enter the Dragon? That was called. I don't know.
Is it Enter the Dragon? The ones where
He had the yellow suit. Was that his final one?
Yeah, but I thought that was like a different one. It's been a while since I've watched my Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah, same here. I have it somewhere, but yeah, I haven't
Mostly
watched it forever.
because for some weird reason they changed the English names, and then at one point, like the names are swapped, like because one over there is called Enter the Dragon, and then one over here is called Way of the Dragon, but it's like different films. It's weird. I don't know. Bruce Lee, the based Chinaman. He was an intense man. He dedicated all of his stuff to training. TMNT 2003 was a redhead, or had April as the redhead.
Well, she's been a redhead all the way through. Probably. Only time I remember her not being a redhead is the third movie. She wasn't a redhead. Hell, I don't think she's a redhead in the second movie. I think they might use the same April for 2 and 3.
2 and 3 were the same actress. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the first one.
She had black hair in that.
Yeah.
As far as the cartoons, I can't remember when she didn't have red hair.
I think she always had red hair in the cartoons.
Yeah.
I know in the comic it's black or brunette or whatever.
The one that came out where it was like a little bit more like computerized had Sean Astin in it. I know April was younger in it. She still had red hair. She had it in a ponytail. But she was supposed to be like a little bit younger, like 14 or so. So she keeps getting younger and younger.
A Man of Water. Yep. Chikundo.
80s didn't have her as a redhead. Yes, she did. I grew up with that Turtles, my man. She had short red hair. She was a news reporter. She had the big yellow jumpsuit with red hair, man.
It wasn't the only thing that was big.
Yeah, she had some big boobies. She was.
Oh, fine. We're going to have to pull up a picture because apparently people don't believe that she was redhead.
In the 80s? Oh, are they thinking about the actual comic, like the old?
Probably
I'm
the
thinking,
comic.
I'm thinking the cartoon. My apologies. I probably talked about the comic where she had like the curly black hair.
Oh, did you hear that whole fiasco about
Is she black or not?
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
literally there's like the original creators like specifically talked about how not only is she not black, but like she was based on one of them's girlfriend at the time who was like Asian. So
Yeah.
she was like Asian, like, white sort of thing. And it was like, oh my gosh, like why? A word of advice to people: when you type in April O'Neil, be prepared to see the porn actress,
No.
because there is one. I mean, I think if you're referring to the comics, we all know what she looks like. Whatever. Whatever. Thank God Ripa took care of that. Yeah. I'm aware, but memory has me thinking she had brown hair. I mean, there could have been some coloring to where it seemed like a reddish brown.
Yeah,
It was the toys that made you think she had brown hair. Oh, there you go. Also, April herself was never black. I know, that's the thing. I don't know why these people want to make her.
It's just because with a new cartoon coming out, now she's black, so now they have to like try to do the whole, Cleopatra thing. She was always black. Really? Was she?
Yeah, except history says the opposite.
Exactly.
For both April O'Neil and Cleopatra. Like,
Exactly.
my gosh. They complain people whitewash shit, and here they are blackwashing shit.
Just for the sake of argument, too. It's like nobody. Like, why? Like,
We're just
why?
going to ignore basic history. Plus, Cleopatra was Greek. It's like, has nothing to do, like, nowhere close. They went.
Well, they're being sued now.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Egypt's
did
like,
you hear
we're
that?
suing you.
Did you hear a frickin' Disney World suing DeSantis?
Nah.
Yeah, that just came out. God damn it. My voice be a rumbling. That was pretty funny. But yes, you got Swarm coming out. We also have Death. I'll pull that sucker up as well.
Yep.
I'd have Joe talk about it, but That douchebag is missing. Uh, Once again, like Haru to Shinji, he betrayed my trust that I placed in him. He betrayed me just like my father did. No, my dad and I are on good terms. We're on good terms. We are not the Shinji Gendo sort of thing going on.
Joe No Ball. I like that.
Fucking Joe No Ball. I know. He's about to be missing them if he keeps dipping at the last minute. But yeah, Death, almost breaking that 85K. That's gonna be dope. So anybody new to the channel that hasn't checked it out already, feel free to look at Death. You got your mech, you got your sci-fi mech, Berserk / Evangelion. Hodgepodge of awesome supernatural goodness.
300 pages. It's going to be
Indeed,
insane.
300 pages. Artwork, all by Joe. Got that sweet detail, and we got different tiers from... Got your color, line art, and manga 3-pack, or you can just get your manga edition, your hardcover 7x10 edition. I myself got the hardcover 7x10 color edition. Because every time I see the color, I'm just like, ooh, that looks good. And then we've got a bunch of others. Oh, we got some sold out tiers. We do have original art and stuff like that. So check it out if you guys are interested. Obviously, King Toad Incorporated appreciates it a lot. And yes, look at all that. Look at all that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's wonderful, 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 wonderful. But yes, did you, I wanted to go back to the Blue Beetle. So, like, you were saying that the original person or the original Blue Beetle didn't have any, like, powers or anything like that?
The second Blue Beetle didn't, correct. The original one did.
Oh, the original one did? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The one that's in this movie now is like the third.
Later, Scott.
Third Beetle.
Heading off for the night. Quite tired. Yeah.
Unless they probably changed that, though. They probably changed the whole story for this one. I don't know. There might not even be, according to this one, the other Beetles probably didn't exist, for all I know.
So what's his power, I guess, then? Like, what's his shtick? What does he do?
Like the alien technology, it pretty much like defends him, kind of thing. It's about the just so I know. Like I say, I read when Ted Korg was the Beetle, and he didn't have powers. he was like the poor man's Batman. But I love him.
So what is he like?
he ended up dying, but he gets shot in the head. So
I guess what's his corporate plan? Like, what is his purpose in life?
I like this. Like I say, the Beetle that's here now. I don't know. I only know, like I say, I know that Ted Korg. He was in the Justice League. He fought Doomsday. That was awesome.
Oh, okay. So like he's part of.
Do you know who Booster Gold is? That's another one of my kind of favorites from DC. Booster Gold, just because he's like.
It sounds familiar. I don't know.
He's like an athletic guy, or he was an athlete. Nobody really take him serious.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a shield thing that would go over him, like a technology, and he was kind of a douchebag. He gets his ass kicked by Doomsday. He wasn't really taken too serious.
What was his name?
Booster Gold. I actually enjoyed watching or reading when they did New 52, because Booster Gold did some time traveling and he was in like all these important events and nobody knew about it. He's kind of like who Guy Gardner is, Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah, I know Green Lantern. He
kind of has that personality, a little bit of a douchebag, you know. But anyways, Blue Beetle and Booster Gold were best friends, and that's the era of Blue Beetle that I read. So it was a totally different. It was a totally different Blue Beetle.
I won't lie.
He didn't have powers.
This does look very douchebaggery.
He is, but dude, he's so cool. He's so fun to read. I don't know. I kind of like the douchebag heroes sometimes, because like you get, back when I actually had a comic book folder, you get the same stuff every week, get the superhero stuff. So it's always kind of nice to have that character that had a little bit of a different personality, than the rest of them.
I hear that, yeah.
That's
what's his power? What's Booster Gold?
I say he pretty much just had a fancy ring that put a shield on him and gave him some extra strength and stuff.
Just a shield? That sucks.
Yeah.
I'd be a douchebag too if that's all you were limited to. At
Yeah.
least make something out of it.
It sounds boring, but let's say that's the thing.
Luckily,
He
his
sounds
track
boring,
and field effect.
but his character, just personality makes it, man.
Also, Nintendo Japan changed the name Mario's former boss from Blackie to Four-Man Spike in the movie to avoid racism. Oh yeah, I read that. Don't cater to people. Just leave it alone. And if they make a deal, tell them that, like, you know, tell them.
Go yourself.
Pigeon knows what's up. They can just, like, get over it. Gosh, I'm so tired of this, like, apologizing for stuff that, like, no one gives a shit about except, like, 3 people.
Yeah. It just blows up.
So
Nobody cares 2 weeks later.
What's up?
Nobody cares like 2 weeks later, you know?
Yeah, they get tired of it and they move on. But one of the things I do kind of, that I also had in mind that I'm definitely interested in is a game that I showed on a show, showed on the show, i.e. this one, a while back called the Greyhill Incident. And it has a new trailer. It sounds pretty, and I definitely want to check this out because this looks pretty cool. This is over on Niche Gamer. So publisher Perp Games and developers Refugium Games shared a new trailer for Greyhill Incident in celebration of Alien Day. Oh, I didn't know it was Alien Day. Apparently it is today. Since we need a day to celebrate everything, despite yours truly being a huge Alien fan, the trailer was released today on 4/26. This is a nod to the planet LV-426 from the original 1979 Alien movie by Ridley Scott when they first discovered the xenomorph aliens and then bad things happen. Here's a rundown of the game plus a new trailer. Yeah, I'll read this again because this actually caught my eye. I wonder if I can make this bigger so we can kind of... That closes that. Yeah, I'll kind of do that and maybe zoom in a little bit. There we go.
There you go.
So the game, it's a story-driven survival horror game about a classic alien invasion which takes place during the early 90s. So as Ryan Baker, equipped with a baseball bat and a few bullets in his revolver, story takes you across the atmospheric neighborhood of Greyhill, which is invaded by UFO and gray aliens. And in the trailer, what was pretty cool about it is if you ever listen to people's stories of being abducted by aliens, I think they're fallen angels personally. But a lot of them say they just appear out of nowhere, and that's kind of like what you see in the game. So really creepy sort of stuff. So that's like kind of what caught my eye in the beginning of this sort of thing. So it's the early 90s in the U.S. The media talks about weather balloons and conspiracy theories, but residents of the small neighborhood soon realize the government is lying. Oh, you just now realize that? I realized that like back in the day, back in high school. The recent increased paranormal activities over the last few days have convinced the scared and now paranoid residents of Greyhill that the government are somehow involved. They trust no one. The small neighborhood of Greyhill are afraid to speak up and fearing being sent to the psychiatric ward, they avoid calling the police. Alone, they prepare by boarding up their windows and founding a neighborhood watch. So then it just kind of gives you like features. So items, puzzle solving apparently, and beware of the aliens. So the grays. So I'm assuming this is the recent one. Yeah, Alien Day trailer. Dude, look at that. Insane. How would you like that just to turn around and then just have that guy just standing right there just ready to snag you?
Yeah.
Peggy 16.
Ryan, can you hear me?
I'm here. You need to wear a tinfoil hat.
Oh yeah, cow
Your son
mutilation.
Henry too. They go into your brains by telepathy.
Lunatics and conspiracy theorists claim to have seen a UFO. The minority tries to convince other people that the small green aliens are real.
The neighborhood watch takes care of it. It's Ryan's turn today. He will visit you tonight during his tour.
Hello! This is Ryan.
just wanted to check if everything is okay with you.
I was hiding under my bed, but they got Daddy.
Don't tell the policeman anything. Otherwise, we all end up in the psychiatric ward.
That seems like a long shot. But I guess it's our only option. But even if we do get close, how the hell are we gonna get inside of that thing? No! No, Henry!
Classic cornfield.
Who knows what they're doing to him?
God, I hope they didn't start drilling into his teeth.
Great bastard. Get your fucking fingers out of my dirty ass!
The Greyhill incident releases on June 9th on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox. Yo,
Oh wow, they
Make sure
actually
to
got
wear
it
your
on.
tinfoil hat and add it now to your wish list.
Nice.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
You know what the best Alien game was?
Which one? Destroy All Humans?
Destroy All Humans. As soon as I started seeing some of this stuff, I'm like, oh man, brings me back to Destroy All Humans.
Well, what's
so
also
fun.
really cool about it too, since I kind of like enjoy looking into like the supernatural elements and stuff like that, is a lot of it capture, like it successfully captures like people who've claimed they've been abducted, like look like that's what they describe the people looking at. They actually do wear the black suits. Oh, what's the famous one? They actually made a movie about it. Can't remember, but it was about a guy who talked about his experience of being abducted and stuff like that, and the aliens looked like what he was kind of talking about, sort of thing. But yeah, just the staring at you, walking up towards you, and just appearing out of nowhere, sort of stuff, like going like just appearing into rooms and stuff, telekinesis and stuff. And obviously, like the weather balloon, like Area 51 and all the other stuff. So it looks like they did a lot of good research into the game to kind of build up this game. So I'm actually quite interested in it. So I'm probably gonna get it. What's up? Oh, hey Loki, I miss your presence. Oh, you beat Resident Evil 4 remake? Nice. And salty on how to get infinite ammo for the normal weapons. Uh-oh. Yep, you're going to have to probably do something stupid annoying, like beat it in a certain time limit or something like that. It's usually how they always do.
You have to
Only
save
save
up
a
for
certain amount.
The rocket launcher, infinite ammo rocket launcher,
Yeah.
like millions or something. Millions. Save up millions.
Greyhill incident actually looks scary. Yeah, it looks... Yeah. I like me a good survivor horror game. I actually need to play Alan Wake. You ever played that game, Shane?
No, I have not.
That one's like an old one back in the day, and people were saying it's actually really good. That one, you're someone named Alan Wake, and I think you like fight off darkness. So it's a light-based game to where like your attacks are like you have to shine light on like darkness or infection or something like that, and like obviously so you got to conserve your battery power and all that stuff, or find ways to make it light up to like, I think it says you expose light to it, and that exposes like maybe the weakness or something, and then you can like shoot it or something.
I'm trying to think of the last like scary game I even played. Man, it's probably been a while. I'm like looking at my games like, what did I play that was scary? I can't think of anything.
I'm currently playing Mario and Luigi Dream
I seen
Team.
that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I love the Super Mario. I love the Mario and Luigi series. So it's unfortunate that Paper Mario kind of tailored off, because
Right.
the Thousand Year Door was like really, really good, and then they kind of changed the gimmick of the Paper Mario and went their own way, and then Mario and Luigi kind of kept with the RPG, the simple RPG element, which is what I really like. But yeah. But yes, I mean, that's kind of all the topics I had in mind that caught my interest. We can also find some other stuff too, but yeah, I wanted to know, like, yeah, your Blue Beetle, like, sort of exposure and what you thought about that too. Because I know when you saw that, you like messaged me and you were like, "Oh, that's It made me
Yeah,
salty. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Mostly,
tell me
like I say,
about
it's just because of how it just went straight into like its
Yeah.
own, I don't know, its own political thing. It just felt like that. Like I don't, they're going to try to act like that's not what it is, but that's why you put that in the trailer. That was just and for you fans, that's what that was. It's like what? Why? Because it was their chance of actually having a character that we've seen so many Batman movies, we've seen so much Superman remakes with DC. We're seeing, already the Flash can't even get a damn movie out without like controversy of the actor. So here's something that it could have been fresh and new for them to kind of explore. And they right at the start of it, right at the start of the franchise, they're just like, for no reason. It just pisses me off. It's not so much of it being just Blue Beetle. It's just is that how they're going to treat every single superhero movie or franchise they take under their wing to bring to the audience? Like, well, if it doesn't have some type of woke bullshit or a controversial statement, we're not going to produce it. That's what it just feels like. Like you can't just have a fun, entertaining movie for the masses to enjoy.
It's the
and
Flash.
still get your point out. That's my thing. Like you still could have got the diversity in there and been perfectly fine and show the representation that you wanted without, what's his name? Lopez being a dick.
Oh, Angel. I don't know. Or George.
George
Oh,
Lopez.
you mean George Lopez? Yeah, I have no clue. Do they even like
the guy who stole people's jokes anyways? I thought he was already fucking gone as it was for that shit.
No, that's Carlos Mencia, but maybe Lopez stole it too. I don't know. I'm sure at some point some comedians thought of something and it was already a joke that's been made, but whatever.
Well, the thing I do love though, the more I don't know, I do spend my time on TikTok, but I come across a lot of people.
You're giving your data to China. What are you doing?
I can't help it. But there's a lot of people like I think it's so funny when you're starting to see the other cultures and races not going along with their agenda as well. Like I come across a lot of people like the new Lilo and Stitch. A lot of people's like, what the fuck is this? Did you see the new Stitch stuff? It's not just like the white guys being like, this is stupid. They can't just blame us for everything. Everybody's hating stuff like that. Like I just love seeing that the people they think they're targeting as the audience, they're not liking it. Like people in general aren't liking this shit, And like I say, like they're going to ruin that. The Little Mermaid, it goes beyond the race of the Little Mermaid. Everybody's like, looking at like Sebastian. Like I think everybody's like, what the fuck? You have this big budget, and you can't even get like you can't even like animate a crab, right?
Do you see Geeks and Gamers show like the new like One Piece posters of like the different characters and stuff like that?
No, I haven't seen them.
Here, let me see if I can find them. Like this movie just looks super depressing and just makes you question your life because it's like that's like the complete opposite of what of what you're what the Little Mermaid's all about. Let me see here. Well, first off, why? I thought I changed the theme of this.
Well, it's funny. It's like look at. Did you ever see Death Note? I know.
Yeah.
That's another one. Like we got the animations.
Here we go.
Like anime make into live action, right? And they made that Death Note live action, the American one, and they turned L black. It's like all right, but they thought like just like if we just have a black guy jump on a desk and eat candy. It's L. Like he did not embody that character whatsoever. I didn't.
The only good thing about that one was Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, that was like that's the only like. Just skip toward the parts where like
just show
talking.
Yeah, Death Note the only good parts of Death Note is when Ryuk is in play and just talking because it's not showing anything else. All right, I had to change my Twitter display to
the original actor. I believe
here we go.
Clips of Zod in there, but I don't know if it's actually going to have new clips.
Gosh, this just looks awful. I found him. Here you go. All right, so first things first, we'll start off with there's Sebastian.
Yeah, just nothing whimsical.
Just nothing
about it.
memorable about it. Just a lobster.
You see what people are making fun of it because it's a crab that's actually like a land crab and not like an underwater sea crab.
Oh, really? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. There's Flounder, which just looks like garbage. The original actor who played Zod is coming back to play Zod in the Superman film and the Flash movie. Is the Flash movie an actual movie or is it a show, a series?
No, it's a movie.
It just seems like it's been talked about forever and it hasn't come out yet. And it's like, dear Lord, I don't care anymore. All right, here's Melissa McCarthy as Ursula and her eel friends. So,
first, she started with Ghostbusters. Now she comes for Little Mermaid.
well, at least she's playing a part that she can physically actually embody, since both Ursula
She can feel those tentacles.
And her are on the chunky side, unless she lost weight, to which good for her if she did. If not, then why aren't you doing it?
Well, at least the eels look good. They look kind of menacing.
Wait, what? I'm looking over on Rumble, and I don't know, man. I don't know why you're posting studio YouTube, like analytics or something. Whatever. All right. Halle Bailey. I always want to say Halle Berry.
Oh.
I'm like, the names are too damn close to one another. But yeah, look at that bright, vibrant red hair. I remember when people were trying to make the argument, well, no, it's underwater, so, if you're a redhead, like, it's more brownish color. This is accurate. I'm like, well, first of all, that's not the Little Mermaid. Second of all, as a redhead, like back in the day where it was bright red, that's not true. They still had a good
third
hue.
of all, crabs don't talk, so we're not even going to go realistic anyways.
Exactly. All I see is brown and dead.
Oh, they're changing the lyrics to the "Go on and kiss the girl" because it's too
Love the girl.
Yeah, they're changing it
Well, that sounds fucking stupid.
because it's too like coming on, like boundaries. You need boundaries. But the funny thing about that song is when they're saying, sha-la-la-la-la, go on and kiss the girl, it's them wanting, him to kiss her to break the whole spell thing. It's Ariel's the Ariel's the one that's trying to woo him over. It's not the other way around. I don't understand that.
Well, here's the thing, is that you actually know the story. These people don't. So they're just like, well, that doesn't seem appropriate for this time around. Here's King Triton.
That's the first time I've seen him.
There you go. And, dude, Prince Eric, I hate the look of Prince Eric, especially in the trailer. He looks like such a beta bitch.
Well, for me, Prince Eric was always kind of like, I don't know, like he wasn't. He was just there in the film.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't know if you saw this, but if it's based on okay, so they already made a book that's based on this movie, a children's version of the book, and in the end, Ariel is the one who's steering the ship and stabs Ursula. They changed it to where Ariel's the one that delivers the final blow, as opposed to Prince Eric here. I love that response. Just, Oh, gosh. Disney.
Why do you disappoint me? Second by second, you waste my time.
They do. They just waste my time. And then, oh yeah, here's Scuttle. Here's my favorite. Scuttle looks awful.
Oh, he's not even a seagull. That's not a seagull. What is that thing?
I have no idea what it is. He looks very bored and it's like, I'm here.
I think it's one of those birds that you ever see where they dive in the water. I obviously don't know what the fuck it's called, but I think that's what
I know seagulls do this kind of the same thing, but I think I know I know there's different a pelican.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you're thinking of a pelican.
Maybe that's definitely not a seagull though.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it almost is dinosaurish. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Scuttle looks like a cycle holding that fork. He seems very annoyed that he has to be there. Oh, it's a dingle hopper. It's like, okay. Yeah, everything just looks super dark and depressing. Yeah.
The bad thing about these remakes is they're not memorable either. They keep making them. Like, does anybody really care about the Lion King at this point? No.
I never went out to see the Lion King.
Does anybody really care about the Aladdin remake at this point? No. Their kids are still going to watch the animated versions because you want to watch the animated versions. They should watch
the animated version.
Yeah, like they come out with these films. They're here for a summer. Nobody really cares about them. They spent all that money just to make something that is just so forgettable. Like nobody cares. Like,
yeah, they're just
nobody's asking for it. That's the thing. Nobody's really asking for it. Nobody's wanting it.
Yeah, and Disney.
Well, Disney. They're already making Moana live action. That movie's not even that old.
I haven't even seen Moana.
I actually enjoy Moana. I think it's one of the better, newer ones. But the fact that they're already hey, now let's make it a live action. It's like, why? Like you just, that movie's not even 10 years old yet. I don't know. Just they're getting The Rock to play. I mean, they're getting the people to play the parts.
Yeah.
But it's the same film. Is people really that it needs to have
they're not
realistic
screaming
flesh?
They're not screaming for remakes. Oh, did you hear this about Peter Pan and Wendy and how they're adding girls to the Lost Boys?
I think that came out on. Is it available on Disney now? The new one.
Oh,
I know what you're talking about. I think it's out now.
Is it out? I mean, I got an article here. We could check that out.
Well, there's also a person with a disability in the Lost Boys now too.
I made a tweet saying Peter Pan and the Lost Thems because apparently you're just throwing everybody in there. Swear one of those girls looks like Chris Tucker. Wow. What are you trying to say there, Chaos? Anyway, I guess we'll look at this. Yeah, that's fine. Wait, what? The hell's that? Get rid of that.
But you notice the only person that didn't get race swapped was Captain Hook, because
he's the bad white man.
The bad white man still has to be bad white man, because Peter Pan's not like Latino or something now, right? Or something.
Offering one of the weakest defenses for Disney's virtue signaling thus far, even by the company's own standards, Peter Pan and Wendy director David Lowery has justified his film's inclusion of young girls in the ranks of the Lost Boys. First off,
Boy Scouts all over again.
David Lowery. First of all, you know what Peter Pan did to a lot of the Lost Boys? Whenever they wouldn't listen to him or follow him, he killed them. You down with killing girls? Apparently. Let's see. On the ground, that movies should be for everybody. That includes murder too, right? So I'm expecting a lot of Lost Boys and Lost Girls now being murked. I'm hearing a kid screaming their heads off. Damn neighbors. Leaning on the concept of diversity and inclusion to justify his expansion of the Mischief Makers roster, the director said of the change, movies should be for everybody, and it doesn't change the movie at all. Except it does, because literally the entire movie of Peter Pan and Wendy was that Wendy was going to be their mother, meaning women were not seen a whole lot in Neverland. The only type of women creatures they saw were the fucking mermaids and Tiger Lily.
Because if you start introducing I guess they can't grow
up.
But it's like one of those things that kind of introduces why aren't some of them boyfriends and girlfriends, and will they be boyfriends and girlfriends forever? You kind of start introducing that kind of theory. If you have all these lost kids, won't they just kind of colonize themselves? How's that work? I wonder.
Go watch the other Peter Pan live action one. Oh yeah, there was. And then go watch Hook. Dude, Hook was awesome.
Hook was awesome. Hook. Rufio, man.
Yeah.
He got killed. poor Rufio.
Well, first of all, no one should, whenever you're dueling with swords, never try to block like this. Don't be an idiot and just.
Yeah.
Hey,
what was it,
B.A.
the
Turner.
Bangarang?
What's up, dude? Hail. What's going on, man? It's the same story everyone grew up with. It's not, because the Lost Boys never had girls in there. To each their own, but it's their loss. They're going to miss out on a great movie going experience. Oh, that's just a stamp of saying this movie is going to fucking suck.
Yeah.
You're going to miss out on this great movie. Every fucking person says that.
That is like great movie going experience. It didn't go to theaters. It's you mean sit on your couch. Like
Rufio was a dumbass anyway. He died as one as well. Dude, Rufio, man, chaos.
Hey,
You just
man,
hate
he
everything.
He had to hold the fort down while Peter Pan left.
He
He's just
did.
a lost boy.
He got that golden sword.
Yeah.
Further, Lowry asserted that despite facing so much criticism over his alterations to the source material, a very valid argument, one would say, including both his aforementioned addition of female members of the Lost Boys and his, once again, a spelling error right there.
Yeah.
God. Dude, Bounty in the comments, give me a job to where I'll just read what articles you're writing, and I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You need to be the
I may
editor.
not be the best grammar person and like spelling person, but how do you miss this? Literally, the I is like up in the upper area of the keyboard. Anyway. Get tired of hearing them say that it's going to be the same when it's not. Nah, he was okay. He was cool. Oh, well. Now you're changing your stance. He was decent. He was okay. He had that cool bone armor that did absolutely nothing to stop that steel running into his chest. What's this retard saying? He was really excited for kids who get to discover this tale for the first time, and for this to be their version of the Lost Boys. Oh gosh, why? Okay. If you're including females into the Lost Boys, why are you still calling it the Lost Boys? I'm sure that'll get addressed in the movie, too.
The Lost Children.
Yeah. We're the Lost Lads and Lasses. We're the Lost Peeps. And Peter and Tinkerbell and Captain Hook and Wendy. The old versions are all going to be there, but for a certain generation, this will be their introduction to the story, and it will be quickly forgotten. I'm getting so mad, my voice is just cracking up all over the place.
It'll be forgotten. Huh?
Mm-hmm. And I'm really excited that it will be the one they think of when they think of Peter Pan. I hope their parents go, you want to see a good fucking Peter Pan movie? Here's, hell, the Peter Pan play with Marilyn Martin is way better than, well, I guarantee you will be way better than this. Why do they say one thing and then say another? Because it's all about that money. It's all about that grooming, and it's all about that retconning.
Well, at this point, too, all they're going to do, that's the bad thing about like everything being like streams now, too. Because, younger generations, they're growing up more of like not owning physical things, right? They're not going to go out and buy DVDs. So they're going to have the Disney Plus, right? So all those Disney Plus, like the original films, they're going to get rid of that. Disney's going to vault all the movies. You're not going to see movies anymore. They're going to get rid of all that old material that we grew up with, and the only thing that's going to be left is this shit right here for generations. This is all they're going to know of Peter Pan is this crap and all the remakes, all the original stuff, like the original Lion King. You'll probably disappear. Little Mermaid, you won't be able to find it. Like old people like us who have it on DVDs are the ones who can still
Chaos,
watch
very rude. Says Tinkerbell blends into the background. Very, very rude. Thank God her fairy dusts are there and her wings are of transparent light. Let's see. As seen in the debut trailer, the Lost Boys and Peter Pan and Wendy will feature a number of girls among their ranks, including Birdie. Who the fuck is Birdie?
I don't know.
And twins Tuddy and Ruddy. I hope Toodles is in there.
Yeah,
the later of whom
one of them, right?
are Toodles is, but I don't think these are. The latter of whom are shown taking offense to Wendy's pointing out the disconnect between the group's name and its membership. Dude, Wendy, I will give you some major applause for that, Wendy. Even she smells the bullshit of this. Just the fuck is this? Why you called the Lost Boys and there's females in here? However, in an ironic twist, this attempt by Lowry at forcing female representation actually undercuts the source material's truly empowering explanation behind their absence from the group. In the original novel, The Little White Bird, Peter Pan creator J.M. Barrie explicitly states that there are no lost girls because infant girls were simply too smart to fall out of their crib and wander off. Oh, wow. So he's saying that those lost girls are stupid. That's funny. Therein, Peter himself explains to Wendy that the Lost Boys are the children who fall out of their perambulators when the nurse is looking the other way. They are not claimed in 7 days. They are sent far away to the Neverland. Oh, it's not Neverland. It's the Neverland, kind of like the Batman. To defray expenses, he adds. I'm captain. What? He just explains all this, and then I'm captain. That was, I don't know why. That just makes me giggle. He's like, I'm captain. Are we sure that wasn't from the retard in the movie that says that? I'm captain. This Wendy's gonna be like, this is getting the belt. Met with the reaction of what fun it must be from his new companions, Peter laments in reply, yes, but we are rather lonely. You see, we have no female companionship. Wait, why is it? Okay, I'm reading this, and then they're just showing pictures from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Don't have any screen capture. I guess you can only show the trailer so much. Pressed by Wendy as to whether or not none of the others are girls, the almost mythical youth confirms, oh no, girls, are much too clever to fall out of their prams. I guess this is still from the book.
Yeah, I think that's original. That's the original story.
Yeah, it is. They're just quoting the book now while cleverly putting in Kingdom Hearts screen caps, screen pics. And this marker here is where we'll find the treasure. I actually still need to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Fairy dust isn't even bright enough to show Tink's face. At present, Peter Bell, oh gosh, I'm just mixing in everything. Peter Pan and Wendy are on the course to land on the Disney Plus on April 25th or 28th. That's in 2 days.
I guess it's not out yet. 2 days.
Oh my gosh. Well, after that monstrosity, wait, it said, did we cut out from the stream? Over on YouTube, it says we're good. Well, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, so I think we'll go ahead and wind down the stream. Man, covered a good chunk. That was amazing. On how it's just never ending. It just keeps going forever and ever. With
it's hard to find the gems and all this shit, isn't it?
What's up?
It's hard to find the gems and all this shit that's coming out. It really is. I did see the what was that movie? I just saw it. Planet 67 or something like that. With Adam Driver. Is that his name? Adam Driver.
Wait, what movie?
The dinosaur one that just came out. It was like Planet 60 something.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't too bad. It could have used a little bit more dinosaurs, but
65.
Okay.
I think is it just called 65?
It was just kind of a weird, simple name.
Is that the one? Like that one just flew over my head. Is that you said it with dinosaurs? Aren't they like in machines or something?
No. It's pretty much the Big Bang kind of, not Big Bang, but the meteors striking Earth, and at that same time, he's trying to get back off the planet with that girl. It's kind of cool. It's futuristic. It's like humans were advanced and came to Earth, and during the meteor thing. So
Interesting.
it was pretty neat. It just needed a little bit more of the dinosaurs. I think the best part for me, if nobody's seen this, a little bit of a spoiler, is the girl's getting all sad because this little baby dinosaur gets stuck in the tar. And so like, and he's telling her not to help it or whatever. She goes over there, pulls it out of the tar, and it looks all like, oh, thank God. It starts walking away, and these fucking dinosaurs come from the side and start ripping the shit out of it. I'm like, that was cool.
Just love seeing baby dinosaurs get eaten.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll wind down the stream. We've got Death, and we've got Swarm. Is there any other stuff in the works that you're working on? Or
I believe Joe is throwing out there that we're going to do a monsters print. I don't know exactly what mythical monster creatures he's wanting to put together, but I know it's going to be like maybe 10 different prints. We're talking about doing a Indiegogo of that. I think he was supposed to get a hold of you about some of that. Last I heard. But so yeah, look forward to that.
I don't know. I schedule shows and he doesn't show up.
Yeah, no, he's one of these we talked about that because he kind of threw that at me last week or so.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's up. I'm sure we'll hear from we'll hear from that man.
Yeah.
When things, I guess, wind down from the kids over on his end, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other plugins you want to do before we wrap up?
No, I'm good, man.
You're good?
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Twitter, Facebook, even the crappy TikTok. I go in there and just make videos for I keep it mostly just
is that all the ones I see that you post?
You know why I do that is because I use their music. It's so easy to like I'll make a video and I go to TikTok just so I can just throw music on there and then throw that on Twitter.
What, do they have like a good selection or something?
TikTok? Oh yeah, it's just so much easier than having to like pay for music.
Or, it makes sense.
Yeah, so I just go on there, just use theirs and then throw it on there.
Chaos is saying get off TikTok, you blockhead. I guess it doesn't. I mean, at this point, like your phone's a tracking device. They know everything. It's not just the Chinese getting the info. So who cares if TikTok's owned by They're all part, as I say, they're all part of the blood orgy. So
yeah,
the NWO.
I heard that for a while. The New World Order.
New World Order. But I'm a fan of the NWO Wolfpack. I want them to.
Too sweet.
Yeah. Those were the days. Joe. Joe was trying to get me into Japanese wrestling. Should I?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Okay, I didn't know how big of a Japanese wrestler enthusiast you were.
I prefer it over like the newer stuff. Like I WE I gave up on that long time ago.
Yeah, I mean once they started catering to kids, it's like the best times were like the Raw and the Attitude Era.
Yeah, JB's probably talking about New Japan.
Oh, New Japan, yeah.
New Japan wrestling is like pretty top notch wrestling. I mean they got a lot of like actual contact and just brutal moves. I mean it's their shows are like far and few, so you don't get too you don't get that weekly repetitiveness that WE just kind of drags.
Are there like stories written into it, or is it just like two guys fighting?
Like rivals. It's kind of like a
rivalry?
UFC in a sense, but obviously wrestling. But it's just you got the rivalry more than like a big drawn out story of like you slept with my cousin last week and now you're like what? Why is Undertaker sleeping with?
I know Joe was trying to tell me like I'd enjoy it just because of the enthusiasm from the commentary. From the ringside commentators and stuff like that. Chaos Smash is yelling at you, Shane.
Shane does not help out. Oh no!
Have to live on this earth with idiots. Shane does not. Very rude. Do not talk down to our guest.
Okay, it's fine.
Very mean. Very nasty. You will be
mostly true.
Mostly true. You will kindly be escorted out. But yeah, okay. So you're on Twitter and the basics,
Facebooks, all that good stuff.
all that good stuff. And we've got Death. We've got Swarm, and merch. Joe has announced that I am working on the King Toad Incorporated website. So now that with merch, we can get some clean pics of that, put that up. Still need info from you guys. I keep telling Joe, I'm like, God, it's like, I know it's gay, but I need like background. I need like history information and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. He didn't say anything to me.
That fucker. Okay. Well, that douchebag. No. Yeah, just like a quick little bio. And I mean, people, the mission of the King Toad Incorporated, thing and background history and the artists and stuff like that. The boring stuff. But once we get all that situated, hopefully the website will be up soon. But obviously, I am one where I want everything perfect as possible before it goes up.
You need to get your link on there and stuff too, like the Power Up podcast.
Yeah. He said put that up there as well.
Make sure that's all on there.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I'll plaster that sucker all. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, we got a good. Yeah, we're working on that, so hopefully that'll be up too. And then, of course, like the other projects in the work Joe's somewhat mentioned. So I'm sure we'll all get together at a point and talk about it. But that's more business end. But yeah, we shall sign off. So Shane, thank you for swinging by and hanging out. I know you wanted to try to get another show in. So
yeah.
Once again, Joe has shattered my dreams and the lie in the title, because I said King Toad Incorporated Hangout, and yet there was only 2 out of the 3.
He has joined the Lost Boys.
Yeah, the Lost Thems. Joe, you're now part of the Lost Thems because you're acting like a bitch right now. No, I love him. He's a good man. But yeah, thank you guys to everyone that hung out and contributed, and good to hear from everybody again. We'll be back with playing Mario and Luigi, I'm sure. Of course, trying to book more guests, reached out to more people, trying to keep up with other people. So just keep an eye out of when another show pops up. And also, of course, like and subscribe. Turn on notifications to know when I go live. Check out Shane and everybody. In the description below, we were on YouTube and Rumble. Thanks for the support. I'll catch you guys later. You guys have a good night. Take care. Adios. Peace.